Howdy folks, Meandering Mike here in Man Cave of Madness. Well, we're going to do a vacation from the channel. So our channel, recently we celebrated our big milestone, 1K subscribers, and we had a celebration. We gave away some prizes. We're giving away t-shirts. Yeah, we have t-shirts not for sale, but we're giving them away to keep people that been supportive of the channel and sort of helped me out and encouraged me over the years. I got a few left. Now, I think I made a mistake and sent the wrong size to one person. I'll try to get that figured out. I'll have two, three t-shirts left, and I'll be contacting some people to see what size they are to see if I can give away a few more to the right people. But so all that celebration is sort of done, all that work. So I'm going to take a vacation, a week or two, maybe 6 to 12 days off from the channel. What I'm going to do while I'm not working on the channel. Someone had asked me, what do you do, Meandering Mike? What kind of games do you play if you're not filming for the channel or that kind of stuff? What do you do with your free time? So this is going to be meandering through my vacation. I'm going to show you some of the things that I do, that I hope to be doing in the next 6 to 12 days. At the very end, I'll talk about the war games that I'm going to play that aren't actual tabletop war games, but online games. But we'll work through the various activities. So one of the things that I like to do is I like to solve puzzles and Sudoku. This is old-fashioned. This is a book. It says 275 plus puzzles. The reason I like this particular one is there's these overlapping fields in these different ways. There's like the gray squares are squares within the squares, and over here you have diagonals that are also included. So Sudoku, I've done about a third of these, but I don't do it online usually. I usually do it in the book and write with pencil little notes and stuff like that, and just solve it manually. So I'm gonna play some Sudoku. Another book activity is reading Midworld by Alan Dean Foster. This book came out in 1975, I believe. I read it back then, like I think before the summer I started high school. And this is an amazing book. If you've never read it, it's set in a sort of arboreal jungle planet, multi layers, all this strange flora and fauna, all very deadly, and this relationship between the humans and their symbiote companions, the furcots. This main character here is born, and his furcot Ruamahum. This just blew my mind when I first, and it's the 50 years later. So I'm starting to just have started to reread it. So I'm maybe about 10% of the way through. I'm gonna finish this here on my meandering vacation. So besides reading, I am going to do some watching of TV. Actually, before I do that, since that's on the screen, let me show you the physical games. I'm going to play some tin games. I've been talking about those. I'm still going to do an episode showing various tin games, tube games, things like that. But these are things I got from the Game Crafter. Gates. This is the main game. This is a supplement to it. This is like a dungeon delve solo card game. So I'm going to play that. And then by the same designer, there's Tin Helm and Tin Realm. This is another kind of like a dungeon delve game, and this is the Journey Home. You can play these standalone separately, or you can link them together. So that's some of the things. I'm probably not going to play much or many tabletop war games during this period. I'm going to take a little break. I'm in the middle of a game right now that I had some problem with the filming. I got a partially filmed episode that I think I lost some files, so I still have to go back to that. So I'm not going to do that much during the vacation, but I will do online war games. Now, before we get to that, let's go talk about that TV watching, streaming. So let me change here. I think I have that up. If I shrink my, no, not that. Don't move that. Move this. Move myself down into the corner. Shrink myself down here. There we go. Sorry, folks. There we go. All right, here we go. So we have, should be able to see those in the background as I highlight them. Yes. Yeah. So Marvel. I love the Marvel movies. I love the Marvel TV series. This is the Marvel series that was on Netflix way back when, the street level heroes, they call them. So you have Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist. Together they're the Defenders, and you have the Punisher, who's the villain slash anti-hero hero. So there's a new series that's going, Daredevil Born Again. Okay, and that it's already out. But my wife and I, we started to rewatch these old series in preparation for that, and we're not finished yet. So I'm about halfway through. So I'm on the first season of the Punisher. The Punisher first appeared in the Daredevil in these series. For those comic book people, everyone knows that the Punisher first appeared in Spider-Man. But between these, I'm up to watching them in chronological order. I'm up to the Punisher. That's what I'm doing. So I'll finish at least the Punisher, and then probably get into, I think, is it Jessica Jones season 2? I think it will be the one after that. So be watching some TV. And then the other online activity that I'll be doing here, let me change the source tab here to there. That should work. We should now see, I can make this a little bigger. This is my Steam. Right now, I do not have a lot of Steam here. Let me move that over a slight bit. Do not have a lot of Steam loaded. I've been in the process of reconfiguring different computers, and I've taken most of the old stuff off. So this is what I have loaded and what I've played in March and May. So I'm going to quickly go through the things that I've been playing and the kind of things I do. So there's Risk. All right, let me get over to here so I can manipulate that. So you should be able to see there. So Age of Mythology, Risk. So you should be able to see that I've played 26.6 hours there, 27 hours. I've been chasing some achievements there. Let me reduce this a little bit so you can see that better. Most people say Risk, that's kind of boring. Well, the online version has many different maps. You can play with Fog of War. You can play with missions or different kind of conquests, set number of turns, all sorts of different things like that. And there's all these different achievements that you can get. So I've spent a little bit of time doing that. That's kind of fun. Age of Mythology, some of you may remember that one. They've redone it, Age of Mythology Retold. This one I'm definitely chasing achievements on. So I've got almost 300 hours into it, and I've completed 81 of the 83 achievements. So there's just a couple, two achievements left for me to get. And they added like a couple of patches back. They added a new mode to Age of Mythology. That's been a lot of fun. But getting that achievement of clearing all those on hard, that's a challenge for me. So that's one thing I'm working on. So I mentioned like puzzles like Sudoku. Well, Hexceed here. This is like Minesweeper, hexagonal, but on steroids. It had a lot of different DLC for this game where they introduce different kind of detection of how many mines or explosive thingies are in the surrounding area. So these numbers that are revealed are how many bombs or whatever's are adjacent, but there's different kinds. You should be able to see up here some of these ones with arrows. If you can see that there. And it's like, well, how many are in this area? There's these walls that block certain of the detectors and not others. There's rings and circles and wedges and all sorts of things like that. So interesting puzzle game. I have almost exactly 300 hours into that. There's a ton of content if you're completist. Right now I'm just trying to hit the each world that they have. They have 5 main achievement things. If you get or the 5 start areas, you get 1 achievement for that. And then you get an achievement for filling out every single solvable space in the sort of like a campaign map for each world. That's really really tedious, but so you could play this game easily for 3,000 hours to finish all the achievements. I don't know if I'll go that long. That's a lot of time. Free cell quest. So you can see here I got 177 hours in. Now I've actually finished this before. I've finished 36 out of 36. This is my second time through. You can this is like a cross between Free Cell with a role-playing quest game built on the top. So Free Cell normally is, you have a certain number of rows, columns of cards dealt out. Well, in this one, you've got magic spells to assist you, and the different locations on that map have a different number of rows, columns, different number of suits. You might have just two, or I can't remember if you could have three. I think you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 8. You can have the suits, doubled up and all that stuff. So if you really like Free Cell and want a variety, the beginning parts of this are really easy. The end parts are really challenging. So the depth there's a lot of gameplay in this. Vampire Survivors. Okay. So, and I plan on playing all of these during my vacation. A little bit here, a little bit there. I first got introduced this watching ID Jester stream this live, and I went ahead and grabbed it. It looked like fun. So I've got only 37, 38 hours into it, but I've gotten, pretty decent, not quite half the achievements. There's a lot of different ways to unlock different characters, different combos of weapon types and evolving weapons and following the different storylines. So they just put out a new DLC patch that if you already had the game, it was completely free. This was, and the individual rounds of this game can be really short. If you're not pausing and you're playing, normally it's like, survive for 20 minutes, and that could be the normal quest is on certain of the worlds is like surviving past 20 minutes, like you're going to die unless you have certain special abilities or something. So this game's a lot of fun. You can get a lot of play out of it without having to play tons of hours, but you can have a lot of rich play here. Now, this next one, this is the war game. It's like, Age of Mythology is kind of a war game, but this is Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. Yes, I have over 1,200 hours playing Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. I never played Age of Empires 2 back when the stuff was first coming out. I've only played this for just under 2 years. I started in June of 2023. That's 22 months of this. So if you figure that out, it's about 2 hours a day. 7 days a week for 22 months. This is about 2 hours a day. Some, I might go weeks without playing it, and I might play 12 hours in a given day. So I will definitely be playing this. I'm chasing the achievements. I have 233 out of 302. They, keep coming out with new DLC, with new downloadable content. If you don't know what DLC, that means downloadable content. It's like a little patch that usually you pay for, and you get extra content. So like adding new civilizations, new campaigns, special battles, and things like that. So I will definitely be playing more of this. So that's all the kind of stuff that I've been playing here on in my free time besides the channel. And so by taking a week, Meandering Mike gonna meander through little vacation, 6 to 12 days. So like I said, I'll be doing puzzles online like Hexceed, doing Sudoku. I'll be reading Midworld, Alan Dean Foster. I'm sure I'm going to read some other stuff too. I'm constantly reading bits and pieces of historical stuff, research for my game on the Magyars and other things on game design and etc. Stuff on World War One and things like that. Playing tin games, Gates, Tin Helm, Tin Realm, and watching TV, movies too. I mean, just random movies here and there, but the Marvel street level, New York based heroes, and then of course my online games that I showed you there. And yeah, Age of Empires will probably get the most time. The other ones will get little bits and pieces here and there, but I'll be working a fair bit on Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. So this has been my Meandering Mike, meandering through my vacation. I'm sure most of you don't give a hoot, But some of you are curious, what the heck does Meandering Mike do when he's not working on his channel stuff? So, uh, like I said, I do have some stuff in the can. I'm working on stuff I got to edit. I have a video from a year ago, almost a year ago exactly, that I started to shoot that I got interrupted to do something else. I'm going to try to get back to do that. I don't know if I'm going to actually be able to piece it all back together, if I'm going to have to reshoot that. But I have like 3 things sort of partially in the can that need editing and stuff like that. So I may get something released in the next 2 weeks. A video of something that I'm not shooting something new, but getting something out. But there might be no content in the next 12 days, so we'll see. So for all you those that are waiting for that upcoming content, it'll come eventually. So take care of your all, take care of your games, take care of your time, play whatever you like that you enjoy, that makes you happy. Do it your way. So ciao, y'all.